Welcome to Kaumudi Global. And today is the last Tuesday of 2022. Time flies, right? We could still remember the January month of 2022 where we hoped a maskless life and some wonderful get-togethers. We saw many events, some positive and negative ones as in every year. We saw a slight relief to the concerns of COVID in 2022. But we saw war and financial crisis. 2022 again, when COVID restrictions were lifted and many international borders were reopened. The number of COVID cases worldwide crossed 300 million. 10 billion vaccinations were completed this year in 2022. After this, the world was once again shocked by the news of a Russian invasion war in 2022 again. This year also witnessed the deaths of prominent figures such as Shinzo Abe, Mikhail, Gorbachev and Queen Elizabeth. And some gems of Indian cinema too passed away. So let us delve into some of the important events that took place in the year 2022 which had worldwide significance. Ukraine-Russia war. Russia's war in Ukraine is something that the international community is concerned about, that even made a thought it could spark World War III. It may be the first time since the Cold War that the world has watched in such awe. Ukraine's decision to become a member of NATO was accused by Russia of invading Ukraine as a security threat. The aversion that was supposed to end soon turned into a war. Later, it was seen that the war lasted for more than 300 days. Sanctions of various countries on Russia. The United States and European countries came forward to support Ukraine in the war. After the war, embargoes were imposed on Russia. The United States and European Union NATO member countries have imposed sanctions on the country Russia. With this, Russia became isolated. But India stood shoulder to shoulder and supported Russia bravely, but took a stand against the war they are making. If India continued to treat Russia as a friend, then Iran stood against Ukraine, against America and European countries by sending drones and missiles. The third event is monkeypox. Monkeypox is a viral disease that has raised concern after COVID. The disease had been declared a global health emergency by the World Health Organization. It was also announced that the disease would be known as monkeypox mpox. But due to the vigilance of the health sector, the disease was stopped halfway. Sri Lankan rebellion. The terrorist attack on Easter 2019 and the subsequent COVID epidemic have destroyed the economic foundation of India's neighboring country, Sri Lanka. People around the world were surprised to see the protesters storming the bell tower of the Sri Lankan president and shouting victory in the bedroom, swimming pool and kitchen. Later, Gotabaya Rajapakse resigned, fearing people uprising. Sri Lanka, which fell under China's debt crisis, has not recovered economically since then. Sri Lanka is devastated. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe shot dead. The former Prime Minister of Japan Shinzo Abe was also killed in this year 2022. He was killed after being shot by an assailant during a public event. The attack happened minutes after Abe's speech. Abe is the longest serving Prime Minister of Japan. He was one of the leaders who had close ties with India. Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan and China's defense. US Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan and China's response to it were controversial. China argued that Speaker Pelosi's visit to Taiwan amounted to interference in China's internal affairs. Then Nancy Pelosi boldly set foot in Taiwan. Taiwanese authorities rolled out a red carpet to welcome Nancy. As a result, 2022 did not realize China's wild dream of occupying Taiwan. America's position has scared China so much. Death of Queen Elizabeth. Another event of 2022 that shocked the world was the death of Queen Elizabeth, who ruled Britain for 7 decades. Queen Elizabeth died at Balmoral Palace in Scotland. After that, the eldest son Charles leaves 2022, ensuring that he will become the next British monarch. Mahsa Amini's assassination and Iran protests. Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old Iranian woman, was arrested by the moral police there for allegedly not following the hijab dress code and was beaten to death by the same police. In the background of this, there were anti-government protests in Iran. The long protests have yielded results. Iran's government withdrew morality policing. Raihaturi avoids controversy, and meanwhile, some of the protesters were publicly hanged for participating in the anti-government protest this year. Xi Jinping again to head the Chinese Communist Party. Xi Jinping became the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party. He was elected for the 3rd time this year. He retained her seat of power for the 3rd time. She also holds the distinction of being the first leader since Mao to be General Secretary for more than 2 consecutive terms. Li Qiang is the new Prime Minister. After that, China's attempt to invade India's airspace in Ladakh and infiltration attempts in Arunachal Pradesh were also made. The Indian Army, on the other hand, defeated the Chinese invasion efforts at the right time and handed them over. Elon Musk took over Twitter. In 2022, that too happened. Billionaire Elon Musk's takeover of the microblogging platform Twitter was a big talk. Musk, the CEO of Tesla, confirmed the deal for 4,400 crore US dollars. Later, Musk's question whether he should step down from the position of chief also made waves around. 57% of people demanded that he should change. Musk has given a clear answer that he is not ready to resign anyhow. The Halloween tragedy. At least 150 people were killed in a stampede during a Halloween party in the South Korean capital, Seoul. Around 100 people were injured. The most died people were young. Not only this, there were some more events that really gave some good or bad scenes in our life. It was also very much prominent globally. War scenes were comparatively high this year, and also tensions in India borders was really horrifying. But India is making some great pivotal efforts to make our borders strong and ultimate peace to us. COVID has also started taking its form again, but let our health systems be able to curb it at doorsteps. Let us hope that the coming year, 2023, will be replaced by peace and love, and only with hopes of happy and peaceful life. Advance Happy New Year wishes. I'm Shreya signing off. If you like the video, please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. If you want to send us any news or feedback, please send it us on kaumudiglobal@gmail.com.